Back at the Blake Street Tavern with another Buff Stampede film room. We're going to be talking about Austin Johnson from Highlands Ranch, a Colorado commit.
Big Salsa.
Big Salsa, I was going to ask you, is that the best nickname of a C recruit ever?
Well, you got to put me on the spot. I'm sure I could come up with some guys that had some better nicknames, but that's a pretty good one. I think as somebody on the board said the other day, as long as he adds some queso to the salsa to get him bigger, he'll be just fine.
Well, watching him grow at 6'0" strength, this is a kid that had kind of that baby fat initially. Right. Matt's really worked, and now he's got a flat stomach. Now the question is, you got to build him back up from that 260 to play Pac-12 football in a couple years.
Well, that's ultimately the only question mark about this young man, I think, is he going to be big enough? You look at him right now, I mean, is he going to get up? Is he going to have the frame to carry 300, 305? And I don't know that we can answer that at this point, but you look at him in little videos right now, and you know, he's listed at 260. Again, I haven't weighed him myself, so I take that with a grain of salt. But if he's 260 right now and he's fairly skinny, I think maybe he can probably get his way up there. He might be a guy that plays at 290, 295. He's not going to be the sure thing that you have in him already, or a Cannon Ray or somebody like that. But I think he's got all the tools to do it. Again, the only real question mark to me is going to be the pure size.
Tyler Ziskanen actually got a chance to see Austin Johnson play against Chaparral this year. The number one thing that stood out to me about him is you can tell he's got some dog in him between the lines. Right. If anything, he admitted that he had to kind of harness himself a little bit, which got him in trouble at times when he was an underclassman, and it seems like he's done a good job of that. I mentioned that he is committed to Colorado. Arizona State's former staff did offer him early on, Colorado State as well. He certainly would have picked up some other options had he stayed uncommitted. Right. It's hard to know exactly how much he would have blown up, but anything else about Austin that stands out?
Well, I think if he has a really big senior season, which by all accounts I think he will, he'll still get those offers and people come after him. I mean, you know, last year showed that teams will come in on our offensive line commitments and try to steal them away. I think he's got really good hands. He's got really good work ethic. He works very hard. He's very physical. He's athletic. You know, I mentioned a couple plays. You know, actually, there's a lot of his video is defense, playing nose tackle, and he's really very physical. So at the 53-second mark, he uses his hands really well, playing the nose tackle, redirects quickly, and gets back the other direction, which is a big deal. At 212, he has a nice pancake on a bigger kid, you know, which shows he's not just beating up on smaller Colorado kids. But he uses his hands very well. He puts people on the ground. I mean, I don't want to compare negatively to somebody else, but what I see in his film is what I did not see in Giants' film, which is putting people on the ground. And at the end of the day, that's what you're looking for. I love a kid that you have to rein him back a little bit, because we could use that. I don't mind, you know what, I can't speak for our coaching staff up there, but I don't mind a kid that gets a penalty every now and then for being too aggressive. You can control that, but it's very difficult to go the other way. So I like his attitude. The only real question mark on him, I think, is going to be the size.
And he was a first-team All-Colorado selection last year, so you got the accolades there. Is he definitely a guard in college? Can he be similar to what Tim Lynott is in terms of using that athleticism to be able to pull and make some blocks in the second level?
Well, quite frankly, if he's a little bit smaller in stature, that's where people are looking for centers these days. You know, the centers nowadays are a little bit shorter in stature and get underneath guys and use leverage, and really what you're looking for inside there is a smarter kid that can get everybody lined up right and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I think you know, he's tall enough. The question is, what kind of size can he put on that frame? He's got the work ethic. You know, we've seen him working at 6'0". There's no question he's going to work hard enough, and it's just going to end up being a question of, will his genetics fill him out enough to be big enough?
All right, that's our breakdown of Colorado commit Austin Johnson.